Do I anticipate any big reveals at EVO this year? Yeah, for sure, man. I think there'll be some big reveals. The biggest one that I would love to see, although there's not been a whisper of it, and I don't know if it's going to disappear, but the biggest one I would love to see is Riot's game. Whatever they're working on at Riot, right? So that would be the one that I would be most excited to see as a new game. I would also like to see more of BlazBlue Versus. I want to play it. Some people see it as a bit too simplistic. I had a lot of fun playing it when I played it. I'd like to play some more of it. I'd like to see how that progresses. After Negan was revealed in Tekken, I immediately thought there was going to be a Game of Thrones character in Soul Calibur, but I don't know if Soul Calibur is a big enough game for Game of Thrones. But I could imagine potentially a Game of Thrones character in Tekken because, well, they brought us Negan, right? So I think Unist has a new version. I think Guilty Gear has a new version, so we'll probably see those potentially see those reveals. I don't really know what's going to happen with Dragon Ball. A lot of people are feeling like that needs some major a couple of mechanics changes. And I don't know, like, who else people would be excited to see in regards to characters for Dragon Ball. So I guess Mortal Kombat will probably have the... Aren't people anticipating Terminator as the reveal for Mortal Kombat? So it could be that. Hello, Goki. And then I guess there's Street Fighter. So with Street Fighter, people are sort of saying, oh, maybe there's going to be a Super Street Fighter 5. What I think about Street Fighter is, obviously there's going to be a big reveal, right? But I think it's going to be interesting because it's going to tell us something about whether or not Street Fighter 5 is going to be with us for another 3 years. Two or 3 years. So if you see, if there are major mechanic changes to the game, I think the game could be around for another 2 or 3 years, right? But even with major mechanics changes and a renaming, which will make the media have to re-review it, I don't know how many new players it's going to bring in. So it makes me wonder whether what they'll actually do is give us a bunch of characters and they'll be like, here's 5 characters and they're available tomorrow, right? Cool. Then at Capcom Cup we get, let's say, DiCaprio, right? Another clone, okay, at Capcom Cup. And then at E3 next year we get Street Fighter 6. So if there aren't any major mechanical changes, if there aren't any major changes to the way the game operates, this is my guess, based on seeing how people are interacting with the game currently and stuff like that. I think if they drop 5 characters, then Street Fighter 6 could be on its way sooner than we think. I think if they drop 5 characters and major mechanic changes, then Street Fighter 6 is not coming until 2021 at the soonest. You know? So I think the Street Fighter 5 reveal is going to be interesting because it's going to tell us something about, it can hint at whatever else is going on at Capcom. That's just my sort of thoughts and intuition. You know, it's not based on anything I've been told, and so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts. I don't know if you have thoughts. Strong Wild Garbage. Strong Wild Garbage. There's the name. Joe Lewis, I think going into Street Fighter 5 at this point is a tough sell. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, how much money do you actually invest in Street Fighter 5 when your primary goal is probably to bring new players in? That's the question, right? Because you'd have to practically reinvent the game, I think, to make it so newsworthy to bring in new players. I think at this point, I mean, it could be that they're making, it could be that just the DLC makes a shitload of money. I don't know. I guess we'll see. And Strong Wild Garbage says, I would really love a new Guilty Gear or BlazBlue. Yeah, well, they're definitely working on Guilty Gear. I mean, they said that last year, right? I would say I would say that was a pretty strong contender for a trailer. I wanted to give a big thank you to everybody on this page contributing to my Patreon. Big shout out to my biggest contributors, Nathan Duncan, Terrence Harris, You Ain't Jeff, and Steven Sense. And of course, the newcomers are all in green, including the newest of the newest, Mizu and Christian Penks. Welcome. Twitch subs, you get shout outs on stream, thanks, emotes, and badges coming soon, and more. And then finally I wanted to say I'm probably streaming now, guys, so come check me out in the links below. If I'm not, follow, hit the notification bell. I will see you soon.